Okay.
E36 unfiltered, aka the unfiltered room with Mr. E. Gray. Introducing all the latest names and the latest news. Hottest take, he the new face, yeah, the new sound, but keep it old school. And raw interviews from local athletes, even digging off and entertainment too. Own style, he got his own lane, it's unfiltered out, we keep it raw, man. New content to keep the people ready. E36, no Jerome Bettis, real dialogue and real conversations. You keep it real, but we real. Mr. E. Gray in the building. E36 unfiltered.
What up, everybody? How you doing? Roll Tide. Everybody in the house. So we got a couple things going on, man. I just want to do a recap as you guys go ahead and file on in here. I kind of decided to do a new location and everything, and I'm actually sitting out, relaxing a little bit on the patio and whatnot. Got a little fire pit going. Just kind of want to enjoy some of this cold, hot weather we got going on, everything, guys. So, anyways, you come on in, guys. Make sure you go ahead and tag us in with that hashtag E36, hashtag E36, guys. You are listening to the best sports and entertainment entrepreneur podcast that there is, guys, out in the land. And like I said, guys, it's all about breaking down the recap of what happened, guys, for the one of the most epic, and I believe maybe the most, not one of the, but probably the most epic Iron Bowl in history, man. Like I said, definitely up there with the kick six. And once again, the craziness of Jordan Hare does not disappoint, man. It has not disappointed each and every time. This Saturday, November the 25th was the 88th edition of the Iron Bowl. And like I said, a lot was on the line for one side, while the other side was more so kind of playing spoiler or attempted to play spoiler. And the Auburn Tigers after having a disappointing season, 6-5 season. But like I said, man, and then Alabama had a rough start coming out, with the first game, second game 1-1, and then from there have went lights out all the way to the putting themselves in a position to be 8th ranked in the nation, on the verge of the SEC championship. Everything you can look for has been on the mark for them to happen, for them to be able to get into the actual college football playoff. But this game had to be won. This was no question about it. Could not afford to not win this game and to solidify themselves to really have a chance to get into the college football playoff with a win. That they have to even get to the SEC championship and pull off a big victory. Anyway, like I said, we're not going to take much time, God. Again, like this is simply about the interaction or reaction from the Iron Bowl. It's been phrased many times by the miracle, the miracle. I like to call it the 4th and 31 Bun, Isaiah Bun, and many more names that are out there now. So my man, I'm gonna bring my co-host in real quick. He's ready to rock and roll from the grid. It started, and we're gonna jump right
Just so
into
y'all
it,
know I'm in
guys.
the
First
car.
things, how we doing?
Yo.
You good? You good?
Okay, can you see me? All right,
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
My bad.
We got now. You kind of blacked out. Okay, now we can see. You. Hey, I like that Roll Tide edition back there. Now I like it.
Yeah, you know.
Now you're a little fuzzy and everything, but we can hear you just fine. So,
Okay.
let's chat, man. Like, bro, we got some reactions. We're gonna show some reactions of the pick six. I mean, not the pick six, but the and we're gonna show the action of the kick six. We'll do a little comparison, but reaction from the Iron Bowl, man. That Saturday night, man. Let me hear you. Take us through what was going through your mind and how you was feeling and everything. On that last drive when the punt and he muffed for the punt, and then Alabama got the ball back. What was going through your mind at that point in time, man?
Man, it's kind of one of those things where, like, okay, I feel like, Alabama, we do ours. It seemed like Auburn came up with, when it was some of the coast claims, everybody remembers the kick six, and just wasn't sure exactly how it was going to play out, because one, I think we all can agree, there was some upsetting parts of Jalen's play, like when he could have ran for the first down on the drive, and some other things that happened. Then the
Yeah.
snap the snaps was off. Just like the
Yes.
timing, the snaps was off all game, and
Yes, yes.
it felt like it was worse than it had been all season. Really, I mean, we've had it seemed
I
like
don't
we
know.
had
Texas was
some.
pretty bad. We had a couple more pretty bad.
Well, I mean, yeah, I
It
mean
wasn't good.
that was early on, but I mean, like as we
6.
progress since then, it almost like we kind of regressed a little bit. So at that point, I was like, I'm just gonna see. I don't know. I don't know. A lot of things could happen. So at that point, I was trying to just have like a blank mind, like and try to be too tense about it. Didn't want to overreact. Just to see how it was gonna play out. And I was more shocked than anybody. I think everybody was shocked. As it's been going across. Nobody really believes, you know, that it would come down like that. But it's something like you said, something about that back left corner though.
I'm trying to tell you, it's something about that corner. My
That
man
back
Cobb
left
chiming in already. Cobb talking about lucky, lucky, lucky. Hey, like Saban said many times. He said, "Look, we done been unfortunately been on the end, on the good end of a good. We have been on the bad end of fortune, and luckily this time we was on the good end of the fortune. The
right,
kick
right,
six.
right.
We done had plenty of that going on. But and I'm looking at it, man. It's one of those situations where I couldn't. Like he said, he spoke about. He said, guy and a reporter asked Coach Saban about that. He said, hey, was it lucky? Was it just with that luck play? He's like, well, let's talk about it. Like he made that comment. Yeah, y'all talked about the kick six for so long, for many years. Yes, it took a little bit of luck. I think any season that you become a championship season, or anytime the game was a close game, it always boiled down to a little luck, but also it boiled down to execution. There's somebody said they talked about that they had practiced every Friday. Milrow talked about it. Coach Saban talked about it. Something that's not new to them of attempting this, and of course, fortunately, it happened in the game, and
Yeah.
they had to actually
And,
execute it.
right.
That's what they call being prepared for the unprepared, being prepared for the moment that you think would never even happen because it should have came down to that. I look at it as so many. Silly.
Yeah, all right.
I
And look,
look
we're
at
gonna
so
get
many.
to it. We about to get to it in just a minute, man.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I look to it so many ways, but I'm like, bro, we shouldn't even be in this position. Like, what are we doing? 2 touchdowns called back, and but even me, I can say I did not think. I like they ain't gonna come back and bite us in the butt. We're gonna blow this out the water because they're not stopping it. We're gonna find a way. But we do what we do, you know. And it was amazing that actually happened. It came down to that. And I guess I'm gonna segue into that. I'm gonna let Kyle kind of chime that in. He kind of brought it on in. We're gonna talk about the kick six. I'm gonna show the kick six, guys. We're gonna show this play, and we're gonna talk about it. You guys chime in if you think that this play that we call it a miracle, miracle, or the 4th and 31. I think it's 4th and 31 and Bonds. How do we think it to replace the kick six, or did it measure up to the kick six toe for toe, or did it overtake that spot for kick six? So give me a few moments, guys. We're gonna pull it in. We're gonna let you check out both of them. We're gonna see some reactions as well. And while you in here, guys, make sure hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that like button, hit that share button. We're gonna be right back here. Give me just a few moments, man. I'm actually gonna find it, and we're gonna get it pulled up, man. Like I said, this was a game for the ages.
Keep
Rivalry
in
games,
mind,
yes.
nobody had ever converted a 4th and 30
Oh,
at
and 90.
all. Oh, at all, exactly. So, like,
Oh.
you talking about, they say the Milrow miracle.
Look, you getting ahead of us, Kyle. You getting ahead of us. Getting ahead of us. Slow it down. We're gonna get there. We're gonna make that happen. And we ain't worried about that. We still where we at. You know what I'm saying? What about them balls though? All right. So we're gonna jump in here. We're gonna show the kick six, guys. The original started, guys. Kick six. You guys check it out. Moment to take it back.
On the way. No, returned by Chris Davis. Davis goes left. Davis gets a block. Davis has another block. Chris Davis. No flags. Touchdown. Auburn. An answered prayer.
Get it up.
On the way. No, returned by Chris Davis. Davis goes left. Davis gets a block. Davis has another block. Chris Davis. No flags. Touchdown, Auburn! An answered prayer.
Sorry for the little footage wasn't as great as footage I thought it was going to be. Kind of got distorted, but you get the picture. You get the. So yes, that was the kick six, 2013. Big implications took place and that really knocked us out of a chance to take it to the next level to the national championship. Painful, painful. Look at this now. We can go off to look take a reaction at the Miro Miracle. It happened just this Saturday. Check it out. Give me your thoughts. The play? Yeah. Gravedigger.
Mr.
Bond. James Bond.
That's all it is. But there's a lot of airspace to cover for Milroe. Still looking. Firing. Near corner. It's caught! Touchdown, Alabama! Isaiah Bond! On a 4th and a mile!
We always keep thinking we've seen it all, and we never have we?
Bond! Isaiah Bond! Unbelievable.
Once again, there it is, man. So I had to ask. You guys chime in as well. Out there, chime in. Chris, man, which one you think, man? I know. Try your best not to be biased. What do you think? That's the most iconic play in the Iron Bowl now. Is it kick six? You know, what y'all chime in, kick six or the miracle or miracle?
I'm unbiased. I feel like it's they rank almost evenly. I think the kick six though. I know for Alabama fans, it hurt because of the defining factor that touchdown meant for us in the season. But then at the same time, we had to beat Auburn this year for any chances,
Chance.
any
Yes.
chances. So it's almost like depending on how this plays out, when you go back and look at that play, that one play right there, you know, it's gonna give it more weight depending on how the rest of this season plays out. Um,
Facts.
and so it's really hard to say. I feel like it's in both of those moments, I was probably equally shocked. Obviously upset for one,
Crushed.
and ready to do a praise dance for the other.
Facts. Facts.
But yeah, so it's that I think we have to have somebody else chime in that's probably like a fan, like a just somebody who not really a Alabama argument. We got anybody who's neutral right now other than Cobb. I think Cobb said Milroe Miracle. So there we go.
Okay. Okay.
We got one right there.
Look,
Um,
look at it. Wait a minute. You're talking about it was good next time that DB need to go ahead and go into the portal right now. I guarantee I no lie,
no,
I put up a post. I put up a
but
post
guess
like,
what?
look, he might need to go ahead and get up out of here, man.
But
He
here's
gotta
here's
go
the
ahead.
thing.
They're gonna
Here's the thing about that though.
his head.
DJ James was playing lights out the whole game. If y'all think about it, he made some good plays in the game.
Did he?
Yes, he
I don't
did.
remember him
Yeah,
making any bad plays,
I
but I
I
don't remember
can't.
it must have stopped.
If you watching the game, yeah, he actually made some really good plays, and I think I got to look it up, but I think he's probably one of the top defensive backs on the team. When you look at that whole play, how it designed, everybody sees Burton on that side over there, and he's getting ready to cross. Now
Mm,
they're playing all in the end zone.
yes, they
So
dropped
at
everybody. They ain't
first I
have but
look,
two
at first I
in the
look, at first
spy.
I look, I say, okay, he gonna have to try to get it to Burton over there because he kind of came across a little spot. But then when I saw the throw, I was like, because everybody else had their eyes to Milroe. The
Hmm.
only person that did not have their eyes to Milroe was DJ over there on Bond. And at
Yeah,
that
he
point, and
turned
at
to
that,
his
and at,
back.
when you look at the replay, at that point, Burton looks open. But if everybody's eyes are looking at Milroe, if he throws the Burton 30 yards down the field, it's automatic going to get pass deflect or intercepted. Like it's
Hmm.
automatic. So
Mm-hmm.
he
Mm-hmm.
actually made that. That was, when you think about it in that way, that's probably one of the best quarterback decisions on a 4th and 31 to make a play, knowing it's going to the back of the end zone to give
Only
your
play.
player a chance on a one-on-one chance. Now that was, I mean, that was a heck of a play.
Look, I would love to see what was Mirabel's thought pattern about that, because you're taught to kind of throw it up, turn the spot in the end zone, and just let it go jump ball. But it's almost like if you can see it from not the end zone view, but from his view facing towards the end zone, he like it's almost like he knew. I mean, you couldn't tell that they weren't looking. All you could see that James had his back turned towards a mirror and looking at the receiver. Of course, didn't have a clue, or better yet, really he had got lost a little bit looking at what was going on in the middle, and that's how Bond was able to get behind him. But he's like he just threw it to a spot like him and Bond had a connection. You can tell that was something that wasn't just like, oh, we're gonna just try this. No, because he threw it that spot before, but Bonds even went there. You know what I'm saying? Like he
Right.
knew, hey, Bonds, go ahead, get the breakout. And at that point in time, and people were like, well, what about the push off? Then they're going to call the push off because it wasn't. First, it wasn't two hands. It wasn't extended.
They
Very
both
most
they both they
importantly,
both was back
he was
tugging back and forth.
that go. But also more than that, he never even was looking for the ball. It wasn't like he was trying to look for the ball and push him in the back. He was never even looking for the ball. He never even looked back. I think his mindset. I've been in that position. It's not a good position. A certain sense of panic came over him. Oh crap! They're throwing the ball to my way. I need to at least get to him, and that was it. You know what I'm saying? After that point where he's not looking for the ball,
Yeah.
he was no position for them to even say that he disrupted him from trying to intercept the ball because he didn't even know the ball was coming.
Right.
But I think hindsight, you look over it again like, wow, y'all just had two down linemen. That's it. I people can debate that. I I ain't gonna say I would have done just two down linemen because I mean, heck, where everybody's gonna be, you put
It
another
wasn't three. I
DN,
thought
yeah,
I
at
thought
least
it.
three down there, but at the end of the day, that's something that should not have happened, and you can't imagine it happening. Now, I want to move forward. I mean, move up a little bit earlier in that I did not see this until I watched the replay. And well, better yet, even when I watched the replay, I didn't even catch it until it was brought up in an interview about Coach Saban. It was talking about the botch snap, the snap that came too early. So
Yeah.
apparently, it was actually the safety. You could see him clapping his hands, which is illegal. And they start going because the crowd got so loud. They start going on a clap, a silent clap. Go to clap, and then boom, you hike it. So apparently, of course, the ref. It seemed like the ref looked at him, looked at the dude who clapped, but just like, okay, whatever. And boom, of course, that caused him to snap that ball early. Like, where did it come from? Like, he did have some bad snaps, but not
Yeah.
snapping it early all game. So I think that's a very key point, man. And looking at that as to how that even came to be. Um, but like, it's just looking at the whole situation, man. Everything was. Let me see. Left the outside receiver 1-on-1. Yeah, that's never good. Practice that at the play in the play. Yeah, according to source. Yeah, exactly. That was Cobb. That's right. That was something that was definitely practiced like I said, every Friday in the end of on our pregame. I remember that doing it ourselves. We used to do that all the time. We're gonna practice the Hail Mary 2 minute offense, and we're gonna practice, like I said, the 1 minute offense, and that's pretty much what it boiled down to be. Find a certain spot to go to, and you're gonna get
Yeah.
there. But the move before then, I was talking about the thing that really stuck out to me was the entire lead up to that, man. It was disaster. You gotta think about it. We had bad snap. Then when he got the snap, he tripped and fell, made it an 18-yard loss. In addition to that, which brought up the 4th and 31. But even prior to that, okay, he gets the ball, he goes behind the lines, past the line of scrimmage, and throws the ball. Oh my God! So lost it down. Then we had to take another timeout to avoid a 10-second runoff. Literally everything other than the 2nd and 26 of Tua taking a sack in a championship
Right.
game. I don't know how much worse of of chain of events could have happened to
And
create something like
right.
it did, man.
And then I just want to point out too to all the Auburn fans when we're talking about the refs. We had 8 penalties, only 8 for 72 yards.
72 yards.
Y'all have like 5 for like 25 or
28.
28 yards. So
Yes.
like y'all can kill that whole ref situation right there. Like like you said, the clapping of the hands. Say, I mean, it was so much stuff.
Come on. The punter got depleted. I'm talking
Clean,
about
the
blind
clean,
side block. Oh my gosh. was like, oh my God. And the ref looked at it. I'm like, what you doing? Bro, you gotta call that. Like y'all call that on law. There's no way y'all how we can call that, you know. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about all that because what I want to get into right now, and I want y'all chime in on your thoughts about this, the refereeing. Like, do you think it was, and I came and give you guys a little some way to kind of judge it somewhat. Is it the officials? Hold on, so give me one more second here. Let me pull my notes up real quick, guys. Oh, don't forget, guys, again, like I said, hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that like button, guys. Let me know where you're coming from. And if you're in here, you're rocking with the Tide, let me see you hit the drop that roll Tide. If you're rocking with the War Eagles, let me hear you hashtag that War Eagles, all right? So the question, you talking about the referees for you guys. Give us a one. What were you guys' thoughts on the officiating for the game? One, if it's a decent. Two, well officiated. Three, poorly officiated. Um, and I can throw a caveat in there. Four, you think it's one sided. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and give my two cents on that. Hell no, it wasn't no one sided. It was trash because I can look at like to the first egregious one was them not calling that face mask on kickoff on
Right.
Alabama. That was a
Yeah.
blatant
Yeah.
kicker.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
this is my caveat to that. Now, I'm like, why they decide not to throw that flag? Well, then they threw the clip because I think they looked at it as the clip was a result. I mean, the face mask was a result of the
So
clip,
the clip.
him
Yeah.
pitching in the back
That's
and having to
yeah.
reach out. And that's
Right.
the concept I came with that. I'm like, oh, like I said, because anything other than that, you can't. How you don't get that dude head turns all the way around, and I can see them not calling that, which I thought it should have been still been called and just offset. You know what I'm saying? 15 yards, offset it, no foul, no play. Let's keep it moving. Like I said, it was like I said, it was quite a few, man. Like that's another clip that I don't think they even saw. I guess because they was going on. That number 36 for Auburn, once that on that 4th and 31 catch, he literally swung and hit Burton in the face. People had probably seen that clip. It was a clip there. Once he
Yeah.
finished,
Yeah.
he walking back in slow motion. He said, "Bow!" Like, and Burton
Yeah.
was like, "Yo," which I was surprised. Burton didn't do anything. Thank goodness he's growing up. He developed a little bit. But you got, man, yeah, we had a lot going on, man. What about
See, we
yourself,
got
Chris? Man, talk to me, man. What you think? Hold on, we got some more comments about the
yeah.
questions
Yeah.
about the officiating going on here. Let me see what we got. Uh, okay, yep. The officiating was terrible all the way around. Missed calls on both sides, bad calls against both, just horrible officiating. I would be like, come on, y'all tripping. But nah, it was pretty bad. It had some moments where it was like,
It
come
was
on now,
bad.
really?
It was one of those things where it's okay. Are y'all gonna let them play, or are y'all gonna
Take the
officiate
game away.
in a
Yes.
different regular circumstances? And it's like they
Yeah.
couldn't decide between the two.
Yes. Yes. I mean, and it became it had some critical could have been a really game changing well, some game changing missed call like the Burton catch, bruh. Come on, anybody you can see
Anybody could see.
how you
You
slow
could see the
motion.
you could see the shadow of his foot was not even touching the line. Like it was,
Yes,
it
like
was
bro, you see that green? Why? How you gonna slow it down and still
like,
missed it? Like,
right.
and it was the back judge that called it, not the front judge
For the
called the
front
catch.
judge,
The back
exactly.
judge,
Like what is like who? Okay, who
what we
making the
doing?
call right now?
You know, so just it's just it was kind of just like blew my mind. Like I said, the one I think about, like I said, with Auburn was that blatant the face mask that was missed, and like I said, we get a caveat to that. Um, I don't like to talk about the holes and stuff. I thought the hole was a little bit little soft when it came to the touchdown we had. The first one with Law came on the corner and they called it on tight end. You can always kind of call that stuff here and there, especially when they get to the lineman. Either way, the offense
Yeah.
holding, defense holding, whatever, all that stuff can be because it's in the trenches. But yeah, overall, man, I was just like didn't think that was a good deal. They did, man. Now look at the stats, man. Let's kind of talk about those processes, those parts. Um, and I agree with you, Jess. Plus, yes, it's Jesse. It's been like that. It's been some very questionable calls throughout the season, and especially came with the targeting. I was so proud and so glad. I watched the game before this game got started, before the Alabama game got started. I think it was I want to say it was the Michigan game, but they was laying wood.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, they were.
it
Yeah,
made you want to. I'm like, don't call the flag. Don't do it. Don't do it. And they was not doing it. They was actually doing a great job of letting them boys play. I'm like, okay, I like that. And I was hoping they would want to get into that situation in the game, and thankfully they didn't go that route. So we didn't get that. So that was a good deal. But what I want to get to kind of break down the game all together when it comes out looking at the overall stats. So I'm gonna pull this up here for the Iron Bowl. Yeah, exact holding happens based on every play. You know what I'm saying? Just about
yeah,
how
and
egregious
I
the
agree with
refs
that.
have called.
I think refs mostly call holding. We can all probably agree is when that really defines how that play developed. When
Exactly.
if it's on the edge and you hold, I mean, they got to call it. Like if you break out for 15 yards on a sweep and you were the edge guy trying to seal off the wall, they gonna
Oh,
call it. If it's the other
yeah,
guy on the
that
opposite
really
end,
affects the play. That really
yeah,
affects the game.
right. If it's the other guy on the opposite end who probably got to catch the angle, and he's not gonna catch the angle, they not gonna call that.
So let's go into this right now. Let's talk about the likes of the game, and it broke down as you guys can see. You're gonna see around across the bottom for the game for the stats for the game. Alabama, the passing game against Auburn, 200 and I'm sorry, better yet, that's not right. Yeah, 259 yards passing for the game for Alabama, and Auburn came around with 93 yards passing. Wasn't a lot. They was able to do through the air, which is something has been a Achilles heel struggle for Auburn the entire season, so that's nothing new. 192 yards total of total rushing yards for Alabama, which was a surprise. Where Auburn was able to gash the Alabama defense for 244 total yards on the ground. I mean, you had quite a few where there was a lot of gap integrity lost on the
Yeah,
behalf of Alabama that you did not see throughout the season. Especially as the season went on, they got better and better and better in doing that. But I think that goes I credit a lot that to Hugh Freeze, man. Like that he's always have
yeah,
had success or some level of success against Alabama, and he's a great offensive mind of creating these schemes, different ways to have these certain fits and things like that. And it seems like these things tend to happen when a Hugh Freeze led offense. So that was the thing right there, man. Also, we look at the play breakdown. It was 6.6 yards per play for Alabama, 5.7 for Auburn. So again, this tick and tack for the most part, tick and tack all the way through. The
yeah.
total yards for the game ended up being 451 yards total by the Alabama offense, and I think the Auburn put up was 337
337.
yards.
Yeah,
337. At the end of the day, guys, I think the game was won and lost. A lot of it came down to the turnovers, simply to the turnovers, especially the last turnover was very, very, very detrimental for Auburn, which was a chance for them to really seal the game. Either seal the game, run the clock out if they could. All they need to get was maybe 1, 2 first downs at most. But that drastically changed the game when number 0 made that fumble, and you can tell he was on his hands and knees praying in his mind that don't let this be don't let this be the part that ends this game for us in a negative way. Shout out and prayers to him, man. Keep your head up, bro. Like for real. Keep your head up. 0-4. Keep your head up. Had a really good game up to those points. So I mean, it happens. It happens.
yeah.
But like I said, the biggest thing, like outside the turnovers, the conversions we had. I think Alabama had 6 for 16 on third down conversion. Auburn for their third down efficiency was 5 for 28. That was no, I'm sorry. That's I'm sorry. 4 for 12. 4 for
4 for
12.
12. Yeah,
Yes, in their efficiency, and I think that's the biggest thing. And man, and then he came down to fourth down. We got some crucial fourth downs. People don't got to remember that Hail Mary, that last play does not even exist if we don't get that 4th and 1. What that's we checked it out to a sweep to Rodell
yeah. The
Williams
Rodell. Yep,
with a
yep.
great block to hit the great block to push the end out. Or I think the linebacker kicked him out,
Kick
and
him out.
Rodell made
Yep.
the right cut, got there, got the first down. Because without that, we don't that play never happens. So it's two things that lead up to that. But
That
there's some
whole
good hitting
setup
going
was a
on, man.
good play.
Great
They
play.
could they wanted to pinch in. They made them feel like they needed to pinch in. As soon as they went to pinch, he hiked it, sweeped it out. It was perfect time and everything went right on that play.
Facts. Now I'm gonna ask this question, man. What do you do, my man? Was one of my young pupils back in the day,
Is it
Caleb
a
Archer.
tiger or an eagle, man? Is it a
I,
tiger
I,
or
I don't
eagle?
think I don't think he know what.
They
See,
confused.
I was gonna get you, Kate. I was gonna let you live. You my man. You my man. I was gonna get you, but it was
They-
a little confusing. A little confusing on out there. You know what I'm saying? As you guys come in here once again, remember, guys, I want to give me a roll tide. if you would roll with the Tide, or give me a hashtag War Eagle as you make yourself on in here, guys. Yeah, that my man Robert Boston, great artist, guys, great artist. Yes, Roll Tide. What a hell of an ending. You're absolutely right. We just kind of showed a little bit of that ending for you guys to check it out. Man, Reginald Miller, what's up, Reg? What's up? How you doing? The game should not have been that close. No, it should have. We got 2 touchdowns called back. A lot of miscues going on our
That I
end,
mean, that's
but it, it,
that's a whole
it's
different game with 2 touchdowns. Like, it's
completely,
a whole
completely
different
different game.
game.
Like I go back to this, man. Is it what is it about Jordan Hare? Or better yet, before I get to that, do you guys look at it that did Alabama win the game or did Auburn lose the game?
That's a good question.
Do you feel that Alabama won the game or did Auburn find a way to lose the game? I think, of course, depending on who you ask, which fan base you ask, Auburn found a way to lose the game, or Alabama just really won the game. Just came at the end of the day, took it and won the game. I think you look at both sides on that aspect of how it played out, to see what it is. What is it about, and what is about that game that changed it to make you say, hey, you know what? No, Alabama won this game. Well, I know Auburn found a way to lose this game. Um, in my opinion, as it boiled down to it, I think somehow Auburn found a way to lose it because there's and looking at the play that it came down to, we can't remove all the things that led up to it, with the touchdowns getting called back and everything. But at that point, all the things that had happened, all Auburn had to do was field that punt. Okay, and that field that punt that didn't happen. All Auburn had to do was, like you said, 4th and 31. Don't let them catch it. Don't just whatever you got to do.
Just
Don't let
don't
them
let.
catch. I don't.
Well,
I don't care if you had to. I don't care if you had to pass and tackle the dude. You don't let them. You don't let him catch it.
right.
You
You
you,
got
you
eight. You
can't.
got 8 players back. You got 8 players back.
You
How many
like
receivers we
that
had?
ain't.
We had five receivers out. So it's
Yes,
it's
and
it's fi-
that's
it's 5 against 8. Like, that's not
we
supposed to
can't let
happen.
the numbers don't even add up. They don't even make no scenario doesn't make sense. So I would even go that far to say no they no you don't do that. You know what I'm saying? So we had y'all on the edge. My youngin, look, he just Caleb. So Caleb's man, that man go back, man. He's out there down in the south. I forgot the high school, but anyway, I coached him at East Central Community College a couple years back in 2013, 2012. A great
But you
young
told you
man.
told them about living in the past, right? Like, you gotta.
Just a little misguided, man. Yeah, I
You
know. I
gotta
tell you, this kick six and stuff. This War Eagle. I don't know. I thought I did him right. I thought I raised him up right. Um, okay. Anyway, we got man
yeah.
chiming
But
in.
we
Robert Boston, who is a diehard Bama alum, because I think Auburn pretty much lost the game. Honestly,
yeah.
we hurt ourselves too many times, but we got them. Yeah, we got to fight. You're right. We did a lot of self inflicting wounds on ourselves. And it came down to us not finding a way to win the game. I mean, Reggie said Alabama was trying to lose the game, we just couldn't. 2 touchdowns called back and a bad snap. Exactly.
Hey,
Like anything
I
that seemed
feel
like
him
it could
on that.
happen.
I feel him on that.
Yes. We should have had the game. Let me see. We're my other guy. We should have had the game in the hand in the first half. Penalties killed us. Yeah. Yes. Okay, let me see. Let me see. All right. Jess, I'm sorry, bring Jess
That's
up on the
true.
board. I'm trying to just kind of go through some of these comments and everything to see what my people saying as they chiming in. Well, I mean, on the pick that ended the game, Alabama had 5 players when the ball was snapped, only 3 on the line. Still stopped Auburn on the last drive. Okay, I didn't know we was on. So Alabama had 5 players when the ball was snapped. No, I think you didn't see that screen. I didn't think Auburn even had 11 players on the field, but I think they did end up getting on there. We had our players pushed back, so we definitely have players on the field because we had a sack. The first you got to think the play before then, nobody came off the field. Nobody came off the field before then, and we got the sack, which is like it could have been a safety, but I don't know. I'll digress. And then it was able to stay on the field, and of course, get that pick, which would have been even more the icing on the cake had that play actually went through. I would have loved it. Now this is my next thing I'm gonna get into. We segue because I want to make sure we keep it moving. Is we got a 9 o'clock coming up, guys. Go check out my man Corey Cobbs, also Corey Cobbs,
Yeah.
who have the show
The
coming off at
Reverend of
9 o'clock.
Sports.
Jumping off here very soon, man. So y'all go check him out. Corey Cobbs, you can find it on his page. Another of my brothers doing his sports podcasting. Have a high school guest on tonight. I'm not sure the guy name, but really good player. Um, what did this game say to you guys? For me, um, it's like if you're an Auburn fan, we with Harson, I'm about to say his name, the former coach. What did that tell you about your players, your team? These two games that I had is rivalry games, which is Auburn and Georgia. They only and in Jordan Hare, which is a tricky. I can't stand Jordan Hare. It is the most one of the most difficult, if not the most difficult place to win a game at, especially a rivalry game. But anyway, 20-27, they took them down to the wire. Could have easily won that game, and then you come here, they get beat by New Mexico State, 31-10. 31-10. New Mexico State then turn
Right.
around and take the number 8 team in the nation down to the wire. Listen to an epic finish. What is it? How do you guys perceive that? Because I want to try to find a glimmer of hope. Do you guys look at it like, you know what, man? It means we got players who can do this, but we gotta find a coach or something, a system to get them to play up to that level. What is it about the Auburn Tigers that seem to not be able to be consistent in that level of play? From my experience, that boils down to a lot to the culture and the coaching at that on that of that particular team. And I don't mean just the head coach, the entire coaching staff, the ability to tap in to help the players understand. Like, no, we play hard every game. We play up to our level every game. Every game. Um, Give me a chime in on your thoughts about that. We got some more guys coming down here. I didn't want to put his name because I can remember my man's name uh, correctly, but Harson, like the former coach, and also Bama, man. You know, well, I'm gonna keep it at Auburn. See some of the comments come in real quick, guys, and we're gonna go from there. All right. Let me see. Okay. I'll just make sure checking everything that we got going on here with some of these chats here. But like I said, it's one of those situations, man, where I keep on seeing like the mentality. I think it's a mentality thing
Right.
because if you play your game like it's almost like Auburn, and I'm not trying to, trying to take a jab. I'm really serious. It's like Auburn is more interested in trying to play spoiler they consistently just like, what, we trying to compete for what we trying to be great. We want to win championships. We have the ability to do this and do that. But they're more concerned about, we're gonna show up for this game. We ain't worried about the other game. We're gonna show up for this game. The level of consistency, the mindset, the complacency. The SEC, the Iron Bowl is not the championship. That shouldn't be the end destination, the end goal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
So,
saying? Go ahead.
and I'm just gonna just I know we're about to get into it. But it reminds me of when they played Georgia.
Mm,
That game came down. They had the ball in their hands. It's 27-20, and same thing happened. Threw an interception. Ended the game right there. Um,
true.
so, but you look at that game. You look at. It's like, okay. I was actually, when I was watching, I was like, wow, okay. Auburn got some players. Like they can play a little bit.
Out of nowhere,
So I'm
yeah.
I'm thinking like, okay, this might be, this might look pretty good coming up leading up to the Iron Bowl, and then what that implicates in regards to the SEC championship. But they couldn't pull it off. But the same thing happened. But so I agree with you in regards to how they approach different games. Sometimes it's like sometimes they locked in, and then sometimes they're not, and then it just don't finish. And like you said, I think when it comes down to coaching, that culture of finishing and playing every game like it is like a championship is it's like drilled on in for as Alabama culture.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's weird. It's a it's a very weird dynamic that seems to play out consistently with Alabama. I mean, with Auburn, and it
And
comes to
that's
that aspect.
I agree with that too, Jesse. It's they have a lot of changes, and again, it goes back to the like culture, just developing some type of consistency. You got to have the consistency from the top down.
Yeah, that's right. That's very right. We got Robert. A great point. Everybody seems to, and that's true. Everybody's gonna get their best. Everybody's gonna come up and play high as they can, as best they can when it comes to Alabama. But that comes with the territory of being such a dominant program, a dynasty for so long. It's gonna happen. And Georgia prime example. Georgia getting it now. Every game Georgia play, everybody they come to play like they announce a championship. They can beat Georgia. They can beat Georgia. They can beat Alabama. We arrive. Our season is accomplished, you know.
Yeah.
And so that kind of places itself out. I think my man Caleb says it. To be honest, I think Alabama played down to our level. That's probably true, because I don't understand how we were even close because we didn't throw the ball well at all. But then again, the Iron Bowl is only the bowl where records don't matter. I'm trying to tell you. I mean,
Right.
it's something when I tell you, like the momentum, the crowd, the it's just it is an electric place to play at. It's an electric place to play at, man. And um, that's a game where they don't matter. Auburn don't care how many games they done lost. They feel like they can win that game. They feel when they come to that game, they really believe like we can find a way to win this. We're gonna find a way to do
Right.
something. Trickery stuff gonna happen. I mean, you got to think about it. The Georgia game, Georgia and Auburn a couple years ago, that tip ball and guy came and caught it. I think back then Franklin was a quarterback, you know. So crazy things seem to happen in Jordan here, man. But this is what I had to get to before we segue out of this. I don't want to get stuck on this too long, man. So we already kind of have. Um, we're gonna look at some of the reactions, man. So we cannot go no further without checking out some of the reactions from these fans. It's a classic. Kick six. Old news. Here we go. We're gonna check it out, guys. Some of the reactions from some of the Auburn fans from that night. Got real.
Where's the magic, baby? Where's the magic? Oh! Oh my God! Unbelievable! Unbelievable! Suck it, Auburn! Suck it!
I had to go and cut off. It had like 2 more minutes of this going on. I mean, it was a lot. I could have. Like,
Oh man. The
yeah, I could have put some of my reactions up there because I'm trying to tell you because I was lost. I couldn't believe it. I mean, I ain't like I'm set. Quentin Harris, where you at? Quentin Harris, where you at? Matter of fact, I need to see you. I need to see you. Been talking big stuff, and you've been hiding every time you jump on my post and everything. But you jump off, you hide after the game. And I don't like that. You need to stop doing that. They ain't like a Cortland Chief. Don't think y'all. I ain't never known y'all be running like that. And then get them fellas. But anyway, last time I'm gonna talk about this game, guys. I'm gonna move on to SEC championship. My man Chris is going to get in here and give us some quick words. I think I'm looking at this, guys. If Alabama is to pull this off, could turn this season into another national title, would this be Coach Saban's biggest accomplishment of any title run he has ever had thus far? Chime into that, Chris. What you think about that, man?
that's a big implication. I think that with given the level of what he had to do for his coaching wise to get his players to play consistently this season. This is probably going to be top tier, like Saban the GOAT, like unquestioned. Like it's like don't even like
I mean,
try
is
to
it a
keep
question
you
even
know.
now?
I
It's
don't
even
think it is. I really
it's
don't think
kind
it
of
is
put
a
him out the
question.
realm. Like it's not
Yeah,
even.
it's right above the rim. He's just like it's like for real. Yeah, from everything because you gotta look at even how they had to work around the lack of experience on the line. Um, you gotta think about Jalen's been sacked like 34 times, and most of those
Yes.
it was averaging 4 to 5 sacks in the first few games of the season. Especially the Texas. I think they had six in Texas. Um, so you look at that. You look at Jalen Miro's play. Him getting into a groove. Him going through his progressions. Making
It's
the
been a
right
process.
decisions. Making the right decisions.
Hmm.
And I'm like I said, I'm one of the ones who said he definitely needed to. We had to have somebody else come in. Everybody talk about give your forgiveness papers or whatever to Jalen for doubting him and all this stuff. Nah, we had to bring somebody in to judge the system that we're going through to make sure this was the best decision. It had to been done. It had to be done early. Saban made that decision, and then they worked around what's going to be best for Jalen with the offense,
Hmm.
and they
Hmm.
built off of
Hmm.
that. I think one it was good for Jalen too because I think it also probably lit a fire in him too to really
Yes.
lock in. And
How,
that's what people don't understand. People
that you
really,
got to be accountable. Nothing is
yeah,
given
you
to you.
gotta you got you
You've
gotta
been
be
there.
yeah, you gotta be accountable. That's the coaching way of saving. So with all of that being said and how he did that, it's like you can see all his wisdom come into play in this season too with these
And
players,
I'm
and
gonna
it's
point. I
got them
think
this
something
far.
that I agree. I'm gonna point out something I think that people uh like I'm because I was one of I am and was and still is will be one of those former players and just football fans that gonna look at the game and I'm gonna judge the player by what he do right and what he do wrong. Early on, he was not doing a lot of right. He was holding the ball too long, not going through the progression, not trusting progression, almost like he didn't know how to go through his progressions, and making bad decisions, throwing a double coverage, just not. And even when he had the opportunity to run, just like, no, I'm trying to prove that I can stay in his pocket. No, prove that you can be you. And I think it took him a minute to find his identity and who he was. And with that being said, you can see the progression because I was on it when he wasn't making that progression, when he was making poor decisions, and just
Right,
well, he started making those good decisions. And I'm glad that you could tell that they didn't just pat him on the back. Say, it's okay, Jalen. No, it's okay. No, Jalen, that's not good. We're gonna support you in the front. Behind the scenes, we gotta get in this film. You gotta understand what you're seeing, and also
yeah,
you can see the growth. But you also can see as he got better, you also see the improvement of Caden Proctor. I rode him. He had a very hard, rough start. I mean, the guy was like, this is our liability, bro. Like he too big. I know he's a freshman, gonna be great, but right now this is not it. But this guy, I mean, he appeared on stage. He actually had the one lineman of the week, multiple times throughout this season because of his play. This guy has greatly grown, and that's the offensive line grew that also helped Jalen to understand each other, knowing when he's going to run, not going to run, make a difference, and vice versa. All that progression take place, and you can see them even get as a season winners because Reese was not doing things that was helping out Jalen is and nor the offensive line. Let me make sure, guys, give me just a sec, plug myself in, so I'll make sure I'm lose. But you can see that helped out and made the offense better. When they was able to get together, get things set, and get it. All right, guys, give me just a second. I'll be right back. We're gonna set into another portion of the SEC championship. All right. Got you guys going. Okay, cool. Put some information in here real quick. I think I got a great point, man. I'm gonna look at some of these comments, guys. I appreciate you guys coming in, man, joining in. I want to make sure I take advantage of everybody. Posting up what you got. Let me see. We got Coach Reese Groves can't be overlooked. And as a matter of fact, as a play caller, he is now going down as I think the offensive coordinator award, one of the top offensive coordinators, because the job he has done, like that offense, he's
Right.
credited. You have to give him credit for the turnaround that has happened off from an offense standpoint. For so long, like our defense was going to be the one who was just leading us and having the carriers. Offense started doing these things, started making play calls that can fit with the identity and the skill set of our offense. Let me see. My man Archery says if Saban can pull this off, can keep up this up with the NIL deals, then yes, he is a GOAT. But I don't think he can because the level of competition is starting to even out in the next couple of years. I think the recruiting class is going to be on an even level. Just my thoughts. Okay. Okay. You got
I
some
and
thoughts on that
I
one?
was just piggyback to that. Say, far as the Saban era, we you got to go back to even with LSU days. If you go back to that era, leading up, I mean, up until this point, you gotta give him that, top top coaching status. Now, and I
Yeah.
agree, like there's a transition going on with these NIL deals, and players are getting the opportunities to play at different schools, and schools they may want to say, hey, I want to stay in my hometown. I'm already getting noticed. I want my family to be able to come to the games. Everybody around me support. I don't have to go out, to Alabama or Georgia or, you know, to a big university to be able to get noticed and make it to the next level. So that, I mean, it does play a part, and that will be interesting to see how that plays out in the end.
You know what? I want to push back. I'm gonna give you about give me Chris. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. All right, put me on a minute segment. All right. I want to
Yeah.
push back on that real quick. I think yes, it's gonna have some effect. I think we have definitely seen it already. But the scamming that's going on with that, and I think it's still gonna boil down to the big markets. Think about the NFL or into the NBA. Why people don't like to go to OKC? Why people like to go to these smaller markets? Why? Because of the advertising, the branding is harder. It's less attractive than you going to LA. You going to Boston. You going to um, these bigger other New York, the Knicks. Same thing with this. Bama's gonna always gonna be a marketed brand that is the face of college football. Georgia, same thing. Ohio State, same thing. Michigan, Texas. These places are never going to have to compete, or no other school can really ever compete with those type of brands. So, I mean, that type of brand, that when that brand is that big and that visible, players that go to these marketers are want to go on to put their money in those players that play at those schools because they're on national TV every single day. I mean, every single
Right.
Saturday. They're going to be on commercials all the time. They got Heisman's. They got all these things that help make their brand more marketable by investing in those particular players. So it's maybe going to even out a little bit, but there's always going to be a big of a sliding scale because of that.
Yeah. And
Likewise, schools
I
are
agree.
not
I agree with that. I agree. Yeah, I do. I do agree with that wholeheartedly about the marketing. You
so I
can't
think it's going to be
can't ignore that part.
it's gonna be a challenge though. But let's go ahead and jump into it real quick, man. I thank you guys for that segment. Here we go. Last one, guys. We're gonna jump into, man. Let's talk about this Saturday coming up. It's gonna be down there, guys. It's gonna be a very, very
I
this gonna be
mean,
it. It's gonna be the game. SEC
this
championship, Georgia, baby. Georgia against the University of Alabama, number one against number 8 for all the marbles. Who's gonna make this game is probably gonna be the one that's gonna into the college football playoffs.
right, right. So I mean, let's go ahead and talk about it real quick. Just break it down. Georgia set the record. SEC, team with the most longest win streak. They beat out us when we were at 28. They're at 29. But who did they lose to the last time they lost?
Alabama.
2021
SEC
SEC
championship.
Championship. It was Alabama the last time they lost. And they've lost to us 3 times so far in the SEC Championship since I believe it was 2012. So
Hmm.
looking at that now, and people say, the way we played against Auburn, ain't no way. Ain't no way. I've been hearing it, Georgia gonna come. And at first I looked at it and I say, you know what? After I saw that game, I was like, man, it's gonna be rough. Like it's gonna be rough playing Georgia. One, you look at the stats. Carson Beck is like 3,500 yards passing, and then they
They
still got
sleeping
like,
on him.
and they
He's
still
being
got
slept
like,
on.
they still got 2,200 yards rushing. And then you look at us, We got Jalen Minerals got like 2,500 yards passing, and then we got about the same amount of rushing yards. So like stat wise, that offense is, that's they all cylinders right now. And then they got, Bowers is playing back at top level. He had a key play in the Georgia Tech game that took them all the way down the field. So you look at it and say, okay, well, how do we really match up though? Well, I mean, you go through all the games up until this point, and you look at Georgia because people don't realize Georgia had a shaky start. Like the
Yeah.
the game, yeah, the game, like outside of the smaller schools, FBS. Why? I mean, they had to play. Like they was
Yeah,
coming from behind.
they had games, but it's in third and fourth quarter. It was still a game. Like
It's still
sometimes
a
in the fourth
game,
quarter against
right?
multiple
So
teams.
so you look at that and you say, okay, well,
27-20.
I mean, you're looking at it, you say, okay, well, guess what though? Alabama has been in similar situations. Just most recently with Auburn, Georgia did the same thing with Georgia Tech. I feel like when it comes to the matchup wise, it boils down to us really, and we always talk about it. Line of scrimmage is most important. And I brought it up earlier. Jalen Miro has been sacked 36 times. He only was sacked one time in the Auburn game. But you got to look at all the plays he had to use his legs to create space to get the ball, out to an open receiver. When you look
Yes.
at how Georgia play, I broke down those plays. Carson Beck has only been sacked 10 times the whole season. When
Hmm.
the type of passes, the elite passes he takes his 3 step to 5 step drop, depending on what kind of pass is going to be, and he's chilling, comfortable. He steps up, all night. It's like you playing the video game on rookie, and you just can just sit there, and you just can time it and get them dimes out. So
Yes.
I say that to say pressure is going to be key for us
Very,
in that
very big.
game.
Yes.
Like
Very
no,
big.
like for real, like it's gotta be like we gotta be ready to go. Like hit the stunts, shoot some gaps with the linebackers. Because right now, Caleb Downs is a safety, and he's got 95 total tackles as
He lead the
opposed to I
team.
think I think our linebacker, the next closest person is like with like 60 or 50.
Hmm.
Um, so I'm saying all that to say we got to get up front in the box. They got to be ready to get after Carson Beck. We cannot let him just sit there in the pocket and break us down because he will do
Facts.
it. He will do it.
Facts. And and they have to because they have too many weapons. Right now I'm looking at the college. I just want to pull up some of the injury report to understand, where George line lies at because I didn't know this until I think Sunday because I didn't get a chance to really watch the game. That I watched a portion of the game, but when I watched, Bowers was still playing. He was still good. So was McCunkley. But they are both all right now. Had got injured in the game, so they didn't finish the game. Bowers right now, like I said, he's out. He's questionable. Let me see the status. I'm sure he's going to play. I'm not sure with another ankle issue. Let me see. I'm sorry, he was dressed out, but he did not play in the game. So he was dressed out actually in the game, but didn't actually play. This is after he returned from the tightrope ankle surgery, and I thought because he only missed 3 games. That was we was the invention of the tightrope surgery with Tua, and I think
Yeah,
some other players before then had that surgery. So we know like 2-3 games that's gonna take much more, especially playing a position that he played, how to block and how to run and cut and stuff like that. So it was very surprising to even see that he was even out there. However, with that being said, of course, dealing with his ankle, I think he's still trying to heal up from that, trying to get himself back. McConkey, sorry, Lad McConkey, the fighting back from a back injury that he had, which he didn't dealt with that numerous of times. He also tweaked his ankle against Ole Miss and was held out against the Tennessee game. So he's been having an injury plagued season. Sunday, Smart said that he was pretty much a day-to-day situation, which is the verbiage that he used during his back injury recovery. I look at that, they gonna play. You're not gonna miss this game because they know they're gonna need every all men on deck. You know what I'm saying, to be
yeah,
able to make sure they can pull this game out because they know what they're coming against. They know what they're coming against. They know the team that they saw early in the season is not the team they seeing now. And Saban, I mean, not as smart. He no fool. He know what he know what it's like. He know what's going on. So I expect to fully see them now. on the game on the field. Now, how healthy they would be, that's still yet to be seen. So that's something we're going to, like I said, and Jesse points out. We've got to have the Bama D has been struggling with getting the quarterback pressure throughout the season, and I would somewhat as it got going, we have gotten a lot better with that.
Yeah, I would say
Where
that.
I don't see there's been a weakness anymore for us because and they seem to be able to do it at the most opportune times. Like when we had to have a sack, have a pressure, Dallas Turner has woken up. Braswell for me has been the more surprise, the unexpected surprise. I
He's got
thought,
8 sacks this season.
yes, he said how many is it, 8?
8.
Yeah,
He's
so
tied up with Loss. I mean, with Turner right now.
and that's something we got coming from both our ends. You know what I'm saying? That is a major asset to have, not just one side that's dominant. Last year we had Anderson, then we had Turner. Now we got Braswell and we got Turner. So he's really has filled in, man. The young man has really stepped up into the opportunity to step his game up and fill in that void where Anderson left, and now he's
But
been able to step
I'm
in
gonna
and
tell
do
you,
it.
I'm gonna tell you, Igbobi though. We
So
we
again,
our defensive lineman, Justin Igbobi. He's
oh,
got
number
six.
92.
He's got 6 sacks, and his play. We talk about gap integrity and plugging up. Like if you looked at some of the run plays where we stuffed up and the linebackers came in, make the tackles, it's
Mm-hmm.
because of the penetration he was getting. And we're gonna get that
Yes.
same
Yeah.
type of play,
Yeah. Yes.
um, the same type of play against Georgia. And I looked at what Georgia Tech did with Georgia too. I think we got a much better runner in Jalen Milroe than Haynes with Georgia Tech, and
Oh yes.
I
Yes.
feel like we can probably gash them in some of the similar ways. Obviously, they're gonna be preparing for that. But when you look at that game and you look at, and somehow it's like y'all. I mean, y'all can't stop the speed option. Y'all can't stop the sweep. Like I'm
Kill
like,
them. I don't know what's
I'm like, what?
that,
what?
that's something I haven't seen.
I said, so the quarterback just get to run up the middle like that. Like you know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at it, but it's like okay, well, I feel like we got opportunity there, offensively, to do
Hmm.
some of the same things. I know Tom Reese is going to draw it up in a way that's going to work for us, but I believe it's going to be a good matchup overall. I think the key though is that line of scrimmage and that penetration. We have to make sure we can't just let everybody just, you know, one thing that Arbin was trying to do with us, and I noticed this too. We know when we get out there, we like to match up.
Yes.
Soon as we match up, though, you notice what Arbin did. Their plays was designed to try to get guard pull, tight end pull. Why? Because they want to shift the matchup and adjust to where the strong side and the weak side was. A lot of they plays,
Mm.
they grab that tight end, they grab that guard, the tackle would squeeze down, and they do it from either way. And then they did the stack plays with the receivers at times to try to confuse up the combo coverage on the man.
Yes.
I don't know
And they,
why they
and
went
they
away.
and they worked a couple times. They
I
worked
don't
a
know why
couple
they went
times.
away. I'm gonna say Auburn fans. I mean, they talk to your coaches. I don't know why y'all went away from that because I thought y'all was about to kill us down the
Cause
field
they
with
got
that, but y'all
Kool-Aid.
didn't.
They got Kool-Aid and they got Arnold one time. They got them
Yeah.
both.
So
Yes.
so I think they did an old miss. Your boy, when he just don't know how to call the plays for some reason. Like he got nervous or something. But we talking about the championship right now. I ain't gonna go back to that. But so I feel like though Georgia is gonna look at that and say, okay, they went away from that, but that was working. Those stack plays, spreading out receivers, and then as soon as we spread out, guess what? We got Bowers right there on the scene.
And you can
So
look,
we
and you got to get physical with them. When you have a stack, you get that point man has to be
have to
physical
get
as
physical.
hell jamming because that's how you gonna mess it up. You mess the timing up. But if you playing soft, they gonna run you into your other player. You got that, and that happened too many times, or you can't play on the same plane. One person got to be up, somebody got to be back. So yeah, and so they can sort
So
it out. It helps sort it out, help clean it up, and that happens far too many times, man. And not being aware, and a lot of times they caught down our freshmen in that situation, which has created them colliding with each other with Kool-Aid. Yeah. So
so
anyway, that's what they
we
got to
got
talk out.
right. So I think in this game we gotta uh, review that, cover that because I feel like Georgia's gonna draw up a couple plays that's gonna try to do some of the same things as well as obviously it's SEC football. It's Bama. They gonna get tested at the line of scrimmage.
Absolutely.
Who ready to play Smash Mouth? So that's automatic.
That's very true. That's very true, my guy. So, man, like I said, it's gonna be a heck of a matchup, man. And I want to see this is something also I'm not sure if I saw it, I'm sure they saw it. Lawson is not healthy. His ankle is not fully healthy yet. And I caught that on when Thorne went to scramble a couple of times toward the Alabama sideline. He was not. I'm like, the first time I saw it, I'm like, is he just not? He wasn't sprinting, like he wasn't really going in the hard. Much knew he was gonna run out of bounds. Then the second time, you can tell when it happened again, and he tried to take off, and he just couldn't. You can see I can
Yeah,
visibly see him limping. Like, oh, okay, he's not really healthy. He's in there, but Foles is pushing off, getting full speed. He ain't got it, So I hope this week is a great week of rehab for him, because we're gonna need him full speed. We're gonna need him sideline to sideline, point blank period. And shout out to Jaheed Caleb, man, number 30. That sophomore is playing his butt off. Ever since that game he got started when the injury took place to Marshall, he just needed the opportunity. He has proved that he is worth every bit of his 4 to 5 star that he was coming out of IMG. So
right.
I'm looking for a great game. I'm looking for a great game, a great showing. Like I said, I'm excited to see what we got. I think I'm going one last comment we'll give in to real quick with Jesse. Everyone knows that the way to beat Bama is to keep us on our toes, run high tempo, don't give Bama a chance to put in fresh players, keep that pass rush balance for the defense. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean that's it. And I think any team you get them in a position where they cannot switch in and out of their player, like I said, to keep that depth off the field, is definitely going to
Yep.
be a contributing factor to things getting going.
It gave Auburn their first their touchdown. We couldn't get into goal line because they didn't sub anybody out.
Yeah.
And they caught us with the DBs on the outside. So yeah.
So we gotta keep it rolling, man. But we're gonna make this happen, guys. Just again, we just want to chime in for the reaction of the Iron Bowl. I hope you guys enjoyed checking out some of the footage, and as well as kind of getting in here and chatting back and forth. The interaction we want to kind of make this more, just a chance to interact with you guys, a chance to get your thoughts into this segment. Far less formal. I enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We're gonna come back, man. It's like this SEC championship. They're gonna be Saturday, 2:30. No. It's gonna be at 3
3:30.
p.m. I think it's 3:30.
3 p.m. 3 p.m.
3 p.m. 3 p.m. is
Central,
going
yeah.
down. Your boy will be in there prime and shocked and ready to rock and roll.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a great game, man. It's gonna be a great game. Looking forward to a chance to see. It's bittersweet. A chance to see some of my other coaches that coached me at Bama on the sideline. GA coaches now, D coordinators now over there. Schumer, which is turning to be a really good, gonna be a head coach very soon. But anyway, it's going down,
Nick
guys.
Saban's sons.
Bulldogs. How's that?
Nick Saban's sons.
Yeah, the Suns. You can see the Suns, so they're gonna try to beat daddy, you know what I'm saying? But we know what's going down, how it's going down. Jerome, what's up? We coming. Dogs down. Tied up, baby. Well, y'all be good. We're gonna finish out with a kick 6, baby. The play? Yeah. Gravedigger.
Mr.
Bond. James Bond.
That's all it is. But there's a lot of airspace to cover for Milroe. Still looking. Firing. Near corner. It's caught! Touchdown, Alabama! Isaiah Bond! On a 4th and a mile!
We always keep thinking we've seen it all, and we never have we?
Bond. Isaiah Bond. Unbelievable.
Okay.
E36 unfiltered, aka the unfiltered room with Mr. E. Gray. Introducing all the latest names and the latest news. Hottest take, he the new face, yeah the new sound, but keep it old school and raw interviews from